The age of shock and awe has changed. Speed, maneuverability, and the ability to strike before an adversary can react are the new currencies of power. In recent years, a new class of weapons has stepped onto the stage: hypersonic strike systems that travel at many times the speed of sound and fly in ways that complicate classical defenses. The United States' long-range hypersonic weapon, now widely referred to in public reporting as Dark Eagle, is the latest and most visible example of that shift. As the system moves from tests into limited deployments, it is reshaping the conversations in capitals from Washington to Moscow and Beijing. The story of Dark Eagle is technical, political, and strategic all at once. And it is changing how military planners imagine rapid, precise strike options in a crisis. Welcome back to the channel, your top destination for jaw-dropping military breakthroughs and next-generation weaponry. Today we're taking a closer look at a missile that has sent shockwaves across the globe: the Dark Eagle hypersonic missile. This isn't just another weapon in America's arsenal. It's a technological thunderbolt, a symbol of unmatched engineering and strategic dominance. The Dark Eagle is more than metal and fuel. It's a declaration. A declaration that when the United States decides to lead, the world follows. Its performance defies belief. Traveling at speeds exceeding Mach 5, it moves so fast that traditional defense systems don't even have time to respond. By the time it's detected, it's already too late. Equipped with a cutting-edge hypersonic glide vehicle, the Dark Eagle can execute unpredictable maneuvers mid-flight, turning the sky into its personal racetrack. Paired with an advanced guidance system capable of razor-sharp accuracy, every strike is deliberate, devastating, and decisive. It doesn't negotiate, it eliminates. With its sleek white body and streamlined profile, the Dark Eagle may look elegant, but every curve, every panel, every material choice is optimized for one purpose: total performance. Lightweight composite materials ensure structural integrity at blistering speeds, while high-tech sensors scan the battlefield in real time, adjusting its path with machine-like precision. But what truly makes it terrifying? Stealth. This missile can slice through defense networks without so much as a blip on radar. The enemy won't see it, won't hear it, only feel it. Speed, stealth, intelligence, all fused into one lethal package. This is not merely a weapon. It's the result of decades of research, experimentation, and refinement. It's the embodiment of American persistence and ingenuity. Every successful test sends a clear message to the world. The future of warfare belongs to those who can innovate faster than their enemies. And right now, the United States is far ahead. So if you're excited to witness more groundbreaking American technology and military supremacy in motion, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. This is just the beginning. The Dark Eagle isn't just flying. It's rewriting the rule book of modern combat. The US and Russia are racing to perfect hypersonic weapons, and two systems, America's Dark Eagle and Russia's Oresnik, have become focal points in that competition. The Pentagon recently conducted an end-to-end test of the Dark Eagle from Cape Canaveral, highlighting a mobile truck-launch design intended for long-range, rapid-response precision strikes. Developers and officials have touted its extreme speed and survivability, though public details remain limited. Russia, meanwhile, has deployed its Oresnik in combat conditions and claims the weapon is nuclear-capable with very high speeds and long reach. Reported differences between the two include top-end velocity. Estimates place Dark Eagle at significantly higher peak speeds, and Oresnik around Mach 10, and warhead policy. Dark Eagle is described as conventionally armed, while Oresnik has been portrayed as nuclear-capable. Both rely on speed, maneuverability, and low detectability to defeat current air and missile defense systems, and their emergence is reshaping military planning worldwide, raising concerns about escalation, deterrent stability, and the urgent need for new defensive measures in an era where strike timelines shrink from hours to minutes. A core operational concept for Dark Eagle is mobility. Road-mobile launcher systems give commanders the ability to disperse batteries, complicate enemy targeting, and present a dynamic posture that is harder to neutralize in peacetime. Mobility also supports strategic signaling. The weapon can be displayed in allied exercises or temporarily forward-postured to convey deterrence without permanent basing commitments. Operational employment requires far more than just the missile itself. It requires a data pipeline that links theater sensors, over-the-horizon reconnaissance, satellite feeds, and rapid command and control decision loops. A hypersonic shot must be supported by near-real-time targeting data, high-confidence target identification, and synchronized battle management to ensure discrimination and minimize collateral effects. Consequently, the mobility of launchers is paired with investments in intelligence collection and integration, so that when a launch decision is made, the system can be executed with speed and precision. Operationally, Dark Eagle is designed for a set of narrowly defined but highly consequential missions. The system is optimized for time-sensitive strikes, neutralizing mobile missile launchers, destroying radar and air defense nodes, and striking key command and control facilities that would otherwise blunt a joint force's momentum. Its strength is not in massed destruction, but in the ability to hit precise targets fast, creating windows of advantage for follow-on operations. Integrating Dark Eagle into a campaign requires careful choreography. ISR assets must track and confirm targets. Legal and policy chains must validate targeting decisions. And commanders must plan for battle damage assessment in a compressed timeline. When used well, hypersonics augment the options available to senior leaders. When used carelessly, they risk political backlash or unintended escalation. Despite its formidable performance, Dark Eagle is not invulnerable or omnipotent. Defenders respond by developing layered sensor architectures, combining space-based detection with ground and sea-based radar arrays and novel algorithms designed to spot high-speed, low-altitude threats earlier. Investments in kinetic interceptors, directed energy concepts, and electronic warfare can reduce the effective advantage of hypersonics over time. Additionally, the limited magazine size relative to massed ballistic campaigns means that hypersonics are best used selectively against vital nodes, rather than as a substitute for larger strike packages. Planners also watch operational vulnerabilities, such as logistics trails for launcher batteries, potential pre-launch detection, and the political constraints that limit where and how the weapon can be employed without risking severe escalation. Behind the missile are soldiers, engineers, and analysts who make the system function. Units operating hypersonic batteries require new training regimens that blend missile mechanics with data fusion, rapid targeting workflows, and joint operations planning. Test range engineers and sustainment crews build the muscle memory for maintenance and troubleshooting, while legal and diplomatic advisors shape the rules under which the weapon might be used. The human systems, judgment, discipline, and institutional learning often determine whether an advanced capability becomes a strategic advantage or a source of instability. Looking ahead, Dark Eagle is less an endpoint than an inflection. The technology will evolve, producing better glide bodies, more reliable boosters, and improved sensors that reduce current limitations. The Navy's interest in maritime variants and the prospect of air-launched or submarine-launched hypersonic systems point to a future where hypersonics become a cross-domain capability. Technological spin-offs may drive civilian advances in materials and high-speed aerodynamics. Yet operationally, the key to success remains integration. Combining hypersonics with resilient command and control, distributed sensing, and doctrines that minimize the risk of escalation while preserving the capacity to deter aggression. Dark Eagle changes how we conceive of prompt, precise strike in the 21st century. It shortens the timeline from detection to effect, forces adversaries to reconsider hardened and centralized targets, and compels allies to recalibrate their deterrence postures. But it also brings with it the old lessons of warfare, that technology alone does not decide outcomes, that politics and judgment matter as much as engineering, and that every new capability reshapes the strategic landscape in ways both intended and unforeseen. The story of Dark Eagle is thus both technical and human, a story of laboratories and launch pads, of debates in war rooms and diplomatic corridors, and of the sober choices leaders must make when the tempo of conflict accelerates. If you found this deep dive useful, please like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which aspects you want explored next. The science behind glide bodies, a technical breakdown of detection and countermeasures, or a comparative study with Russian and Chinese hypersonic programs. Until next time, stay informed and stay critical.